Hello everybody and welcome back. Jay Sportsman, and we're back with episode 2 of our Ottawa Senators NHL 20 franchise mode. Last episode we just set the lines and the rosters and kind of got set for the upcoming season. In this episode we'll be starting with 1 month sim. We might do 2 depending on how it's going, where we end up. Just a quick look at the lines here. We got Tkachuk, White, Brown, Bodker, Peugeot, Duclair, Nemesnikov, Tierney, Ryan, Ennis, Anisimov, and Callahan. On defense, we got Chabot, Zaitsev, Brandstrom, DeMello, Borowiecki, and Lajoie. And goalies, Anderson and Nilsson. So that's NHL lines. I want this Gustafsson to start a lot of games, but at 4 overall, we've just made Holberg the starter. Or Alberg, Balchers, Batherson, Formenton, Abramov, Chalopik, Verno, Klimchuk, Brown, Swarz, Paul, Norris, and Sturts. Then Wallinen, Yaros, Englund, Lassie Thompson, somebody I want to get a lot of playing time. Percy and Corrado. So I want Lassie Thompson. I think he's going to be a big player with the future of this team. Top 4 potential at medium, 19 years old. So hopefully he'll be able to develop nicely. But let's get into the first month of the season. I think one of our goals is to beat Toronto in our first match, I think. Or first matchup, first game. I'll look at the owner goals here real quick. Yeah, so we need to beat Toronto. So hopefully we can do that right here. I think how I'm going to sim is go into the game and watch it as it happens, like go up to 8x and then goals and just watch the scoring and the shots and everything, kind of just to get a better idea of how the game plays out and who's doing what kind of thing. But it's subject to change because doing it this way definitely would take a while if we did every game of the season. Zaitsev and then Mitch Marner scored. Duclair, because they're starting Hutchinson, not Freddie Anderson. Duclair again. Colin White. Tierney. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking like we're gonna complete that other owner goal of beating the Maple Leafs. Hyman got a late one in the second, but we're still up by 3. Even in shots. Brown. Now Freddie Anderson's in net. Pontus Aberg. And that's the game. 6-3 over Toronto in our first game of the season. Completed an owner goal. Chabot got 3 assists. Colin White 2 points, goal and an assist. Brandstrom 2 assists. Brown, Duclair all with 2 points. Tierney, Ryan, Zaitsev, Borowiecki, and Anisimov all with a point. Played the least amount of time. DeMello only played 5 minutes. Anderson below 9 or 90, 900, however you want to say it, and 3 goals against. Who are the 3 stars? Just out of curiosity. White, Duclair, and Brown. Yes, I would have given one to Chabot. He had 3 assists, 3 points. So Dylan DeMello's injured. That's why. Well, we'll go. The only player to go in, I think, on defense is Hainsey. So we'll just put him in there. It's actually better for chemistry anyway. And here's our first home game of the season. Let's see how we do this game. I don't want to say we're tanking, but I think the goal that I want is to get a good draft pick. Nemesnikov and Tierney, Capo Caco, Duclair. What I was saying, I want to get a good pick. Lafreniere is definitely the number one overall if we can get a pick, but even if we could get like a top 6 or 7, I think we could still get a pretty good player. I was looking at the did we really score? Tierney, Duclair, and Callahan. Guess we did 4-1 on the Rangers. Saying, yeah, it looks like the top 10 in this year's draft is got some pretty good picks. So if we can get one of them, I think we should be set. But of course, in 2 games we've got, was it 11 goals now that Zaitsev just scored? So we're outscoring like 11-5 our opponents. So I feel like it's just going to be another one of those franchise modes where the sim engine's messed up, and the bad teams always do good for some reason. Going into our 3rd game here against the Blues. Bobby Ryan. But I was also kind of looking over the lines to see who we could maybe get rid of to bring some young guys in, kind of get them experience like from the AHL and stuff. Tyler Ennis, Tierney. Yeah, so we're scoring goals, I guess, for some reason. It's not a bad thing, but I guess it's not a good thing, because we don't want to be outscoring these teams. We want to be trailing, most of them losing the game. So we're just going to play it out. But I was looking at positions where maybe we could trade away some of our players for picks and call up some of our AHL guys to get them time. Maybe get their development going a little bit. So we got another win, 3-0, with goals from, who is it, Tierney, Ryan, and Ennis. Tierney had 2 points. I hit the wrong button. Craig Anderson, first star of the game. Going over, we should lose against Tampa. We 100% should. I'm going to leave Hainsey in for right now, probably until we play Minnesota or Vegas. We're doing well right now, both offensively and defensively, so why make changes? Power play for Tampa. Braden Point scores. Power play for us. Bobby Ryan on Vasilevsky. Power play for Tampa. They've got a lot more shots. Was that 5 more shots than we do? Yanni Gord, Kel Vodker, Namestnikov, back in the lead. Well, first time we've led in this game, but another game where we're leading. Those goals were in almost the same spot too, except Namestnikov appeared to be right on the line from that impossible angle. And we've got more shots. Ryan Callahan probably will put it away. Yep. Colin White, 5-2. It's just one of those games. It always seems like the bad teams, when you're controlling them, whether it's season mode, franchise mode, whatever it is, always seems like the bad teams always do good just so you can't get the pick, or they do good and then they fall off just enough to where you don't get the pick. They almost came back. Wish they did. 5-4 the final. 4-0. Thomas Chabot's injured, so that's not good. Left, right, yeah, we'll do that. We could put Brandstrom on the first line. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, just to get him more ice time. Put Ron Hainsey as extra attacker. No, yeah, there we go. Here we go against Minnesota. And 0-0. They are out shooting us by almost 10. And we get the first goal. They tie it up at 15 seconds apart in the first period in the last 30 seconds. Power play for Minnesota. They're out shooting us by a lot. Who's in goal for us? Craig Anderson's gonna have a great save percentage if he keeps this up. It's only the second period. Well, it's starting to even out now, but yeah, it kinda evened out with the time. But 2-1 after 2. Power play for the Wild. Nothing. Power play for us. Chris Tierney from the corner. 3-1. Jordan Greenway scores. And that's the game. Yet, still undefeated. Ottawa stats. Peugeot, Kachuk, Bodkert, Duclair, DeMello, Brown, Brandstrom, Tierney, all with a point. And a great game for Anderson between the pipes. Betwixt 5-0 or 5-0-0 going against the 2-5-0 Vegas Golden Knights. There's no way we go undefeated in October though. I hope we don't. If we do, we better combat it by going undefeated without a win in November. Riley Smith with a goal. Former Bruin, former Florida Panther. I have a signed puck of his from when he was with the Bruins. Mark Stone. I think it's Mark Stone. Might be Mike. No, it's, yeah, Mike Stone, or Mark Stone. 2-0 after 1. Love to see it. Head into the second here. Power play for Vegas. Cody Glass. I like it. 3-0. Duclair scores. We've only got 8 shots, and now Namestnikov scored. Cody Glass again. Alex Tuck. We've only got 10 shots. Peugeot. McNabb, Vodker. Talk about a high-scoring game. 10 goals total through 2 periods. They're out shooting us by over 50%. Not by much, or not over by much, but over 50%. Pacioretty, 7-4 Vegas. It's going to be our first loss of the year, I hope, I believe. William Karlsson, Mikhail Bodker. 8-5. This is a high-scoring game. 44 shots for them. That'll do it. That'll be the end of the game, end of the winning streak. Thank God. 4 points for Peugeot, 3 for Bodker. Not a great game for Anderson. But that's our first loss. That was a game without Chabot too, so maybe that's why our defense was not as up to par as it usually is, or has been. Arizona here. Yes. Power play for them. Early penalty for us. Power play. Nothing. Scoreless first. Hopefully we'll have another poor performance this game. Jason Demers. Just because I want to be truthful to Ottawa's roster. Tierney scored, tied up. 5 minutes left in the second. Want to get a good pick. Garland, 2-1 heading into the third. Final period of play. Brandstrom ties it up. Darcy Kemper from the top of the circle. Derek Stepan from the bottom of the circle. 3-2 Arizona. Bobby Ryan from the hash marks. Right in the slot. 3-3. 5 minutes left. Shots are even. Colin White from the top of the crease. Then Phil Kessel from the corner. Going in overtime. Shots are even. 45-42, pretty close. Shootout, who gets it? We do. Nikita Zaitsev. Great. Our first line defenseman gets it done in the shootout. That's great right there. So we've got 4 more games left in October. Dallas, Detroit, Islanders, and San Jose. 6-1 so far. So we can either go 10-1 or 6-5. Hopefully it's 6-5. That'd be ideal for us, as Colin White already scores against Ben Bishop. Radulov, power play goal from inside the circle. Both goals were pretty similar in location. 1-1 after the first. Brown with a goal from the top of the circle. Ben. Janmark from the slot. 3-2 Dallas. 21. I'll do it at the end of the period because it's just going to keep going up. Corey Perry and Brady Tkachuk. I think that's his first goal of the year. 4-3 Dallas going into the third. Shots 25-19 Dallas. Power play. 10 minutes left in the third. They're up by 1. So that's the game. So whoever was in net for us got a 990 save percentage right on the button. Freddie Anderson, yep, 40 shots, 4 goals against, 4-3 loss. So that's our second loss of the year. We can use some of those right now. Going up against Detroit, who are what, like 9-20 and 3 or something right now, or they were a week or two ago in real life. So they're not doing too good. Not doing too good is an understatement. They're sucking. So hopefully they'll be able to turn it around within a couple years, because it's never fun to see a team suffer as bad as they are, because they're being held to that number of wins. Just not fun for anybody, players, fans, staff, front office, none of it. 1-1. Duclair just had to go and score, tie it up. Danny Diecasts. Nilsson's in the net too, so I guess I haven't really been paying attention, but I think this might be his first start. 5 minutes left. 2-1, 3-1 Detroit. Darren Helm. And was it Tyler Bertuzzi? 4-1. Another loss for us. That's what we need right now. Going up against the Islanders, who started off slow but have turned it on recently. See how this one goes. Power play, nothing. Brady Tkachuk scores on Grace is in net. Tkachuk again. About 2 minutes apart. So Tkachuk with 2 in the first period, so he might get a Hattie. Who's in net for us? Probably Anderson. I don't know. Nelson. Still in net. Eric Brandstrom. I think Brandstrom is still on my ultimate team. I'm not positive. Derek Brassard. Cal Clutterbuck. Andrew Ladd. Big third period comeback for the Islanders. Josh Bailey as they take the lead. Anders Nilsson's choking. 4 goals in the third. Nikita Zaitsev ties it up with under a minute. He just had to go and do that. I wish he didn't, but we're going to go in another shootout. We lose it. Josh Bailey, Barzal. Well, Josh Bailey with the game winner. Barzal and Peugeot with goals of their own. So it's an overtime loss. It's 1 point, but this is what it is. Last game of October coming up right here. Chabot. We'll leave Chabot out. Well, maybe. Well, we gotta look at it. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that trade. No, Chabot's staying out. Because he's due back the 30th, and we just don't want to re-injure him. Especially because we don't have another game until like November 2nd or whatever it was. Power play. But I declined that trade. They wanted me to give up 2 second rounders from this year. And Ennis for a second rounder this year, a second rounder next year. And was it Mark Stone or something? I think his name was Stone. Bodker and Tierney with goals in the first. I just didn't want to give up the picks for this year, because I guess a goal would be to kind of draft this year and not have to draft as much next year using their pick. Kind of just need a few holes to fill next year, but we'll just have to see how it turns out, because if we keep winning like this, we're not going to have any good picks. Duclair, Ennis, and then Marleau for San Jose. So we go into the third, 4-1 leading. Shots are about even. Was it 27? Yeah, 29 to 26. 5 minutes. 4-1, 5-1. Borowiecki's got a goal. 5-1 game. And DeMello's injured. Greg Anderson gained morale. We'll go up to the first. No. So after 1 month of play, we are 7-3-1. Our team leader, Chris Tierney, 11 points in 11 games, 6 goals, 5 assists. We'll look at the individual stats here. Goals. Duclair's got 7. Tierney, Bodker, White with 4. Kachuk, Ryan, Nemesnikov, Zaitsev with 3. Ennis, Callahan, Peugeot, Brown, Brandstrom with 2. Borowiecki with 1. Hainsey, Anisimov, DeMello, Chabot, Lajoie with 0. Assists, Peugeot and Brown leading the way with 8. White and Lajoie 7. Anisimov, Nemesnikov, Brandstrom 6. Ryan, Tierney 5. Zaitsev, Chabot 4. Kachuk, Bodker 3. Borowiecki, Hainsey 2. Ennis, Callahan, DeMello, Duclair with 1. White and Tierney tied for the team lead in points with 11. Peugeot and Brown in second, tied for second with 10, and Nemesnikov in third with 9. Brandstrom's got 8, so that's good. Averaging 22 minutes on ice per game, with 8 points, plus 3. So he's doing pretty good, and that's what we want. We want him to develop nicely. Goalies. Anderson's got 10 starts to Nilsson's 2. Anderson 7-2-1 with a .907 save percentage and a 3.31 goals against. Nilsson he's 0-1-1 with a .885 save percentage and a 3.72 goals against. Let's look at the AHL stats here quickly. Gustafsson is 1-0 in his only start, but he's got an .870 save percentage and a 4 goals against. Hoberg, 7 starts, he's 4-2-1, excuse me. He's got a shutout, .909 save percentage and a 2.80 goals against. Belleville. And leading the team in goals. Rudolph Spoutzer's got 7, ahead of second, and Logan Brown with 3. Yaros, Abramov, Batherson, Formenton, Verno with 2. Wallinen, Corrado, Chalopik, Sturts with 1. Then you got Klimchuk, England, Paul, Percy, Schwartz, Norris, Thompson, all looking for their first. Batherson in the lead with 8 assists. Wallinen, Chalopik, Abramov with 5. Balchers with 4. Formenton with 3. Klimchuk, Brown, Verno with 2. Schwartz, Corrado, Yaros, Norris, Thompson with 1. And Paul, Percy, Sturts, England, looking for their first assists. Then England, Percy, and Paul still looking for their first points. Team lead, Balchers with 11 points in second, Drake Batherson, Abramov in third, and Walina and Jalopik with 6 points each. Brown Fermenton with 5, Verno with 4, Yaros 3, Corrado, Klimchuk with 2, Sturt, Swarz, Norris, Thompson with 1, England, Paul, Percy still looking for their first. In the AHL teams, 5-2-1 in their first 8 games. So I'm going to sim up here to, well, not yet. We'll just do that in the next episode. It's not a big deal. It's just one day forward. So we are third in the Atlantic Division with 15 points, trailing Sabres, or the Lightning and Sabres, but Lightning are in first with 17. See, our fan happiness is 95, our locker room chemistry is 65. We have some money here, but we'll leave it there for now. Check out the arena ratings. Nothing there. I'm good. Any line changes? Not really. Just make sure Anderson's starting. But that's about it for this one. Went over the points. The points, the stats, everybody on the team. Doing better than I hoped. But we got 50 million profit. We got great fan happiness, great owner happiness. Locker room chemistry could use some work. We might take a look at the draft class here quickly. So Lafreniere, let's scout these players from here. I mean, we kind of already know what he is. He's like high elite or something. We'll just do potential in comparison. This Jesper Karlsson guy I want to scout. I'll scout any of these guys from this screen that I can. Potential in comparison. Jake Erskine. No scouts in the region. USA East, so we need a USA scout. I don't want to scout you. Holtz, already scouting. Alright, so we need USA East. So let's go find a USA East scout. Hire scouts. I wish it, because like in Europe, in USA, Europe, Scandinavia, Russia, there's all like sub regions to scout. I wish it told you, so you kind of knew which one you were hiring. Or maybe there's a way to tell, I'm not sure. A plus USA East. A plus. A plus, so we'll hire Primo. And there's this Chang. And this Cook. And one of them's got to be USA East. And I'm not gonna worry about scouts right now. Next year I will, because I'll change the staff up. Since we don't have Fog of War on, I'll probably get rid of the NHL and AHL scouts. We'll sim up to this day. Hope one of them signs. No, they didn't sign yet. So we'll just do that in the next episode. Not really a big deal. Um, but yeah, those are some of the players we're looking to get. This Lafreniere, obviously, Carlson, Alexandrov, Erskine, this Kolznik, Perfetti, Ponomarev, Byfield, Lundell, Raymond, Holtz, Saprikin, Stranges, Rossi, Stutzel. Little scout Stutzel. No scouts in the region. Garner, sorry. Lafreniere. Yeah, so. Goalies. Let's take a quick look. Goalies. Tucker Tynan. This is somebody I wanted to look at. Sergey Kolosev. Can't scout you. Lockhart, Malik. Yeah, we'll scout Malik. No scouts in the region. Who's he? Extra Liga. I think Gauthier. Alright, well, VLK. I was at Volk. I don't know how to pronounce that one. But that's about it for this episode. Next episode, do another month of sim. Figure out the scouting. Like I said, that's about it for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.